So let's move to question number 110. The number of proton, neutrons and electron in lutetium. So number of proton is going to be equal to atomic number of neutron is going to be mass number minus atomic number, and number of electron in a neutral atom is always equal to number of protons. So for this question we are going to have number of proton 71, number of neutron that is 175 minus 71, that is 104, and the number of electron which is going to be 71. So the fourth option is correct option for question number 110. Let's move to question number 111. Identify the incorrect statement. So we have been given 4 statements and we have to find incorrect statement. The transition metal and their compounds are known for their catalytic activity due to their ability to adopt multiple oxidation state and to form complex. Yes, this is the correct statement, we know about it. Interstitial compounds are those that were formed when some small atoms like hydrogen, carbon, nitrogens are trapped inside the crystal lattice of the metal. That is also the correct statement. The oxidation state of chromium in chromate and dichromate are not the same. Now this is wrong statement. We know that in chromate and dichromate the chromium oxidation state is 6. So it is +6. So the third option is incorrect. Cr2 plus is a stronger reducing agent than Fe2 plus in water. That is also correct statement. So for question number 111 it is third option which is incorrect. Question number 112. Which of the following is a cationic detergent? The first is sodium stearate, second is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. Yes, we know that cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide is a cationic detergent. So for question number 112, second option is correct option. So these are the structures of all these surfactants. So we have sodium stearate, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, it is a cationic, rest of them are anionic detergents. Now moving to question number 113. The freezing point depression constant, that is Kf, so this is Kf of benzene is 512 Kelvin kilogram per mole. The freezing point depression for the solution of molality 0.078 molar containing a non-electrolyte solution. So we have been given a non-electrolyte solution, that means the Ventov factor is going to be 1, and we have been also given Kf value and molality. So we have to find depression in freezing point. We know that delta Tf is I times Kf into molality. If we put the values in this formula, we will get the correct answer. So for this question, second option is correct. Delta Tf I Kf into molality, and I is equal to 1 for non-electrolyte. If we put the values, it will come 0.39936, approximately 0.40. So closest possible answer is second for question number 113. Moving to question number 114. We have to identify the incorrect match. If we look at A option, it is anilanium, anyl trium, anyl hexium and ananium. So anilanium is magnesium, that is 101, anyl trium, that is 103, that is lawrencium, anyl hexium, that is 106, is seaborgium, and finally we have ananium, that is 111, it's a roentgenium. So the fourth option is incorrect match for question number 114. Moving to question number 115 now. The mixture which shows positive deviation from the Raoult's law. Benzene toluene, we know that it follows Raoult's law, so it doesn't show any kind of deviation, either positive or negative. Acetone and chloroform, we know that it is a negative deviation. Chloroethane and bromoethane, again it is ideal solution, it will not deviate positive or negative. Ethanol and acetone. If we look at ethanol and acetone, the force of attraction between ethanol and acetone is higher than that of ethanol and acetone. That means the attractive force are decreasing when we are adding two components of the solution. So the fourth will show positive deviation from Raoult's law. Now moving to question number 116. We have been given some oxide and we have to match their nature. The first is carbon monoxide. We know that carbon monoxide is a neutral oxide. BaO It's a basic oxide, Al2O3, amphoteric oxides, and finally we have Cl2O7, which is acidic oxide. It's a very acidic oxide. It forms HClO4 when we put in water. It's a very good acid. So for question number 116, first option is correct option. Moving to question number 117, which one of the following has maximum number of atom? We have been given 1 gram of magnesium, 1 gram of O2, 1 gram of Li, and 1 gram of silver. Now we know that atomic mass for lithium is minimum. That means the number of moles of lithium is going to be maximum. So will be the number of atoms, because number of mole will be high, so will the number of atoms will be high. So looking at the options, we can easily say the third option is correct for the question number 117. Question number 118, reaction between benzaldehyde and acetophenone. Now benzaldehyde, if we see, is non-enolizable and acetophenone is enolizable in the presence of dilute NaOH. So we have been given an enolizable carbonyl and a non-enolizable carbonyl, so it will show cross-aldol condensation. So this is the reaction, we'll get this product, and this is example of cross-aldol. Moving to question number 119, a tertiary butyl carbocation is more stable than secondary butyl carbocation, due to which reason? We know that third butyl carbocation is stabilized by 9 hyperconjugative structure and due to plus I effect of 3 methyl groups. So looking at all the 4 options, it is only hyperconjugation which can satisfy the stability, because plus I is not given in the options. So for question number 119, the third option is correct option. This carbocation is stabilized by 3 plus I and 9 hyperconjugation. Now let's move to question number 120. Which one of the following is not correct about the carbon monoxide? It reduces oxygen carrying ability of the blood. That is true. Why? Because carboxyhemoglobin is more stable than oxyhemoglobin. That is the reason for the carbon monoxide poisoning, and we know about it. So the first option is correct. The carboxyhemoglobin is less stable than oxyhemoglobin? No. Carboxyhemoglobin is more stable than oxyhemoglobin. So for the question number 120, the second option is incorrect option. Third, it is produced due to incomplete combustion. Yes, it forms carboxyhemoglobin. Yes. So out of 4 options, first, third and 4 is correct. Second is incorrect statement about carbon monoxide. So for question number 120, it is the second option which is correct. Now moving to question number 121. We have been given some amino acids. We have been asked which is the basic amino acids. Now in the basic amino acids, the number of NH2 group are more than number of COH group. So we have to find which of the following. So for this question, we need to know the structure of all the 4 amino acids. So if we go for the structures, we have alanine, that is having 1 NH2, 1 COH, and then we have lysine, we have 2 NH2 groups. Tyrosine, we have 1 NH2, 1 COH, and serine, we have 1 NH2, 1 COH. So lysine is the correct solution for question number 121. That is the third option. In lysine, we can have 2 NH2 groups together. So moving to question number 122 now. Urea reacts with water to form A, which decomposes to form B. B when passes through Cu2 plus gives deep blue coloration. Urea decomposes in water, it forms NH3, and NH3 when reacts with Cu2 plus it forms CuNH3 plus, tetramine copper 2 plus. So tetramine copper 2 plus, we know that it's a blue solution, it's a very intense blue solution basically. So the first option is correct statement for 122. Moving to question number 123. A mixture of N2 and argon gases are taken in cylinder, their amount is given and total pressure is given. We have to find out the partial pressure of N2. We know that partial pressure is nothing but mole fraction into total pressure. So all we have to do, we have to find the mole fraction of N2 first, and then we have to multiply it with the total pressure to find out the partial pressure of N2. So number of moles of N2 will be 0.25, number of moles of air will be 0.20. Pressure, partial pressure of N2 is total pressure into mole fraction of H2. So total pressure is 27, mole fraction is 0.25 upon 0.45, which will give us 15 bar. So for question number 123, 15 bar is the correct solution. Now moving to question number 124. Identify the correct statement from the following. Blister copper has blistered appearance due to evolution of SO2, not CO2 gas. So the first option is incorrect. Vapor phase refining is carried out for nickel by Van Arkel method? No, it is carried out by Mond's process. So second is also incorrect. Pig iron can be molded into variety of shapes? Yes, it can be. Wrought iron is impure iron with 4% carbon? No, it is less than 0.5%. So third option seems to be correct. Out of 4 options, only third option is going to be correct because rest of them are incorrect. So pig iron, we'll go with the pig iron. 124, third option is correct. Moving to question number 125. We have been given an equilibrium between sucrose, H2O, giving us glucose and fructose. So this is hydrolysis of sucrose. If you remember the question number 1, which was nothing but hydrolysis. So this is the reaction, sucrose plus H2O giving us glucose plus fructose. For this reaction, we have to find out this relation. If the equilibrium constant is given, we have to find what is delta G naught for the reaction. So now we don't have to do any kind of calculation, which is very good here because it will save lot of time. So what we have to do, we just have to find the expression. Delta G is minus of RT ln Kc. We'll put the values and the fourth option will come as a correct option. Question number 126. Identify a molecule which does not exist. So we have Li2, C2, O2 and He2. If we go through MOT, in MOT, He2, the number of electron in bonding molecular orbital and number of electron in anti-bonding molecular orbital are same. That means it will yield to zero bond order. That basically it tells us that it will not exist. So for question number 126, fourth option is correct because there is no decrease in energy. Number of electron in BMO and number of electron in ABMO are same, due to which there is zero bond order. So for 126, we have fourth option as a correct option. This is electronic configuration. So we have Be2, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, bond order Nb minus Na by 2, 4 minus 4 by 2, that is 0. 0 bond order indicates the no existence of the molecule. 127. An increase in the concentration of the reactants of a reaction leads to change in. Suppose that you are increasing the reactant concentration in a reaction, what will happen? The more number of particles will be there colliding per unit volume per second. Basically, it will increase the collision frequency. So for question number 127, heat of reaction, threshold energy, collision frequency, activation energy, third option, collision frequency will increase because of the increase in the concentration of reactant molecules. Moving to question number 128. Which of the following alkane cannot made in good yield by Woods reaction? Now if you recall the Woods reaction, basically we get even number of carbon chain. So even number of carbon should be there in the chain of alkane. 2,3-dimethyl-butane, yes, we can make it. N-heptane, no, N-heptane is having 7 carbon atom in the chain. That means we cannot make N-heptane in a good yield through the Woods reaction. N-butane and N-hexane can be made. So for 128, we'll go ahead with the second option. Woods reaction is not used for preparation of alkane having odd number of carbon atoms in the chain. Moving to question number 129. Now in 129, which of the following amine will give carbyl amine test? Now carbyl amine test is given by amines, 1 degree amine. It can be aliphatic, it can be aromatic, but it should be 1 degree amine. Looking at the all other option, this is 2 degree, this is 3 degree, this is again 2 degree, and this is 1 degree. This is aromatic amine, but that is not our concern. This will give carbylamine test, nothing but formation of aryl isocyanate, which is a foul smelling gas. Moving to question number 130. On electrolysis of dilute sulfuric acid using platinum electrode, the product obtained at anode. Now we have sulfate ion and water for the oxidation at anode, and we know that oxidation of sulfate requires very high energy. Oxidation of water, that will result into production of O2 at anode. So we'll go with the first option, that is oxygen gas. Moving to question number 131. What is the change in oxidation number of carbon in the following reaction? We have CH4 getting chlorinated, forming CCl4 and HCl gas. In CH4, the oxidation number of carbon is -4. In CCl4, the oxidation number of carbon is +4. So looking at the change, it is from -4 to +4. For 131, second option is correct. Now moving to 132, anisole on cleavage with HI gives. So let's see, this is anisole, this will be protonated and I- will attack through SN2 path, forming CH3I and phenol. So we'll get methyl iodide and phenol, that is the fourth option for question number 132. Moving to question number 133. Measuring zeta potential is useful for the determination of the property of the colloidal. We know that zeta potential can be used to measure the stability of a colloidal solution. So for 133, second option is correct, it is the stability. It is used to measure the stability of a colloidal solution. Question number 134. Paper chromatography is an example. We all know that paper chromatography is an example of partition chromatography. In paper chromatography, both moving phase and stationary phase are liquid. So for question number 134, we'll go with the first option, that is the partition chromatography. Moving to question number 135. Which of the following is the correct option? So we have to basically use matrix match. CO plus H2, both are in the gaseous state, it is nothing but synthesis gas. So for A, it is third option. Now temporary hardness of water is due to magnesium hydrogen carbonate and calcium hydrogen carbonate. So for B, it is first option. B2S6, we all know that B2S6 is nothing but electron deficient hydride. So for B2S6, it is the second option. S2O2 is a non-planar structure. So for D, it is the fourth option. Now only one is satisfying, that is fourth option. For 135, we'll go ahead with the fourth option.